much in the US. And okay, so I don't need any introduction. You know that I taught you the Lebanese culture course, and I enjoyed reading your answers. I'm the director of CLFW, which is the Christian Lebanese Foundation in the world, and Project Roots, both in the US. Okay, let us start. Do you like this picture? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start by introducing CLFW to you, who we are, because what we do in the US played a major role in why you are here in the Maronite Academy, the creation of the Maronite Academy. Who we are, what our objectives are, what our projects are. We have 3 main projects: registration in Lebanon. We have this Lebanese citizenship petition, which involves you all. We have the educational trips to Lebanon, which the Maronite Academy is part of. Then we'll talk about the Lebanese culture. And the whole reason behind including this kind of course in the online curriculum is because we want to find a way to benefit from everything that we learn about our culture in order to try to persuade people, our friends and relatives. Are you okay? Bless you. Our friends and relatives all over the world to register in Lebanon. This, to be honest with you, has proven to be a very difficult mission. I've been working on this. I joined in 2011 as a volunteer first. Then I became the executive director of Project Roots under the leadership of Bishop Zaidan. He wasn't bishop before, but when he became bishop, he just delegated it to me. And we really worked very hard in 2011 all over the US. And we could barely register anyone. This is why I volunteered in August 2012 to start the Maronite Academy, because we wanted the youth to be proud of their heritage, to know about Lebanon, and we wanted you to help us with your parents, with your friends and relatives all over the world to register people in Lebanon. Then we'll talk about the results of us managing to register all those people, not the 12 million, of course, not all of them, but those who are eligible, and of us in case we cannot do that. What will happen in Lebanon? So who are we? I would just go very quickly over all this, just a lot of pictures, names, just for you to get an idea. This is our main board of trustees. In the US, Mr. Michel Eddy, Mr. Naamat Frame, Mr. Charles Haj, Ms. Rose Choueiri, Mr. Jacques Kalassi, that I think you have met all of them, and Mr. Ramiz Kaf, who is in the States. And in May 2015, we are very happy to say that we were able to persuade or 6 people to join us, and we have 2 honorary members. This is the administration in the US. Rula Jamhouri. Can you stand, Rula, just to be recognized? Is in charge of the West Coast, all the states on the West Coast. And thank you, Rula, for being here with us today. I know, no, it's still there. In fact, last Monday, Rula was running a campaign in Baabda, here in Lebanon. And we'll talk about this later. We have Nathalie Maroon in Florida. We have Najib Rashid in Ohio and all the neighboring countries. Josephine Sfer-Basile in DC and all the neighboring countries. We have a large number of representatives, of campaign managers, of people who help us, supporters. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 plus another one that you will see at the end. Support committees. We have a religious support committee. We're working with all the Christian denominations in the US. Each bishop asked a priest to represent him with us. We are also working with a large number of prominent people of different denominations all over the US. We are working with all the Lebanese parties in the US. We have a marketing and media support committees. We're working with all the media that we can work with. We have a youth support committee, and I want to show you this picture. And yes, thank you to the new youth. Thank you to the. Hello? Ma'am, yeah, wait. I have to explain first. Thank you to the new members of our youth support committee. Okay. We are working with all the clubs and organizations that have anything to do with Lebanon. And they are in the US. Supporting celebrities. This is the one I was talking about. Nicholas Osta is supporting us strongly. Jumana Mdawar, that the US members did meet, also is supporting us strongly. Tony Kiwan is. I included those two pictures because we're working on getting them. We don't really have their support yet, but we want to get their support. Shakira and Salma Hayek. We are working. We have a large number of members who are working on getting them to support us. It's a big cause. It's a big cause. And we need their support. You know, all the students, people your age, and even, I think all ages love Shakira. And Salma Hayek, maybe not all ages, but most ages. Our objectives. We have a lot of objectives, but we have one main objective. It's to preserve our heritage by preserving diversity in Lebanon. Lebanon is the way it is because there is diversity. And we all need to work together, hand in hand, in order to preserve diversity. We will talk later about what would happen if there was no diversity. By registering your birth, and is anyone married? No one. Yeah. Oh, you are? Okay. And your marriage. You are? Oh. Okay. So by registering your birth in Lebanon, you will be definitely contributing to preserving diversity in Lebanon. I will not talk about all the things that need to be fixed, that we need to work on in order to improve Lebanon. We'll talk about it some other time. But we do not want to, go backwards. We want to improve. Registering in Lebanon is your right. Do not give it up. Claim it and fight for it. Who is registered? Can you raise your hand? In Lebanon. Okay. Yeah. Who is not? Okay. Not a lot, but You're from Texas? Yeah, Josephine. I will push her. Yeah, and the West Coast, anyone from the West Coast? No, Audrey is from Alabama. Yeah, we'll be working on this. Yeah. Do you think that when you go back, you will start asking your parents to register you in Lebanon? What? Oh, they cannot, they need the law. We'll talk about the law later. Okay. You see the percentages? Look at the colors. Look at the colors. Look at the red and the yellow and kind of oranges. Okay? Do we want to keep this and maybe increase those colors? Okay, projects. So registration in Lebanon, we work in the US. We had campaigns here for the US. Lebanese citizenship petition worldwide. Education trips to Lebanon. We have joined forces we're working very closely with the Lebanese embassy, with the consulates, with all Lebanese entities in the US. We run registration campaigns. We started in June 2013. Now we have between 5 and 10 campaigns in different cities and states every month. Oh. The pilot campaign was in June 2014. I'm sorry, not 13. Oh. This is the commercial. Okay. I think I will need to. Oh, don't tell me it doesn't work. Can't I put the commercial? I'm sorry about that. It seems because I'm using the clicker, I cannot get the commercial. I wanted to show you the commercial. Maybe if Father Fadi comes back, he will show us how. So we have a commercial that, in fact, TV stations and maybe charity TV have volunteered to create and to broadcast for us every month. Every month. And we are very grateful for that. I will not be able to show you the commercial itself, but if you go on our website, you can see it. No, there's no way. Does anyone know anything about this? Know how to play it? You know? Back on. Oh, the sound, please. فينا نعذبك تحط لنا الصوت. There's a sound. No, the sound is from there. He's the one who muted it.
Registering your births and marriages free of charge. The Christian Lebanese Foundation in the USA invites you to discover your roots and your identity, and even win free tickets to Lebanon. Bring your documents and join us in June 2015 in one of the 6 following cities: Los Angeles, California; Potomac, Maryland; Brockton, Massachusetts; Pasadena, California; Fresno, California; and Akron, Ohio. You can also launch your registration process online at any time at www.clfw.org/requests.html. Please join us
Okay. Thank you. Very good. The voiceover was done by former Maronite Academy students who are helping us a lot in the US. One of them, Jihan, there's also Julie, both of them are, alternate the voiceovers. Okay, our campaigns in Lebanon. This was in Hamana, Lebanon. This was in Babda with Mrs. Jamhouri, also Lebanon. This was in Daraya, Lebanon. All these the past 2 weeks. Why? Why do you think we can run campaigns in Lebanon? We work in the US. Why? What would the objective be behind that? Because Lebanon is the source. All the people we're working with emigrated from Lebanon, yes? And each Lebanese person here knows someone abroad. So we want to tell them all, when they go back home, to go call all or email or use Facebook, send them a text message on Facebook to all their children, relatives, friends who are abroad and ask them to register with us, through us in Lebanon. We do everything for them. We do not charge a single penny. Everything from A to Z. And when you go back to your countries, I'm sure if you want to help with this mission, this is what you would be doing. Okay, this is with Mr. Namat Frame. You have met our Vice President, yes? Mr. Namat Frame. Okay, partnerships with all Lebanese entities. I did not want to say it here in the PowerPoint, but we are very happy to tell you that finally, after so many months trying to get that, we have managed to make a deal with one of the Lebanese parties in the US, whereby they will do everything they can the next 6 months to register between 5,000 and 8,000 people in Lebanon on the west. So we're very happy about that. And because this is with one Lebanese party, because we are non-partisan, we work with all the parties the same way, we will be asking the other parties to do the same. They might not be able to get us between 5,000 and 8,000. It depends on the members, their members, if they're registered already or not. But at least we will be doing something very important. And you can do the same in your own countries. At the university level, with all Lebanese student associations, we will be working closely under the leadership of our youth support committee, in fact, that the US Maronite Academy students will be joining. So they will be the leaders here. They will be working very hard this year with the Lebanese student associations in the US. We want Lebanese students of all religions, it doesn't matter, to get together. We want them. Did you enjoy the party last night? Did you enjoy the boat? Yeah, we want to have similar events in the US for them. We want them to have fun. And today you will go to Fa'ra, you will go rappelling, and it will be a lot of fun, believe me. We've done it for 2 years. We want similar events, similar activities for them, so that they get together, they get to know each other, and what we want from this is 3 things. We want to persuade them to register in Lebanon. We want to show them why it is very important for them to register in Lebanon. We want the Christians to persuade the non-Christians to join our fight, to fight with us, because we want to show them why it is very important for all of us, not only for the Christians, that the Christians remain in Lebanon, and we want them to persuade their non-Lebanese friends also to show them why the diversity that we have in Lebanon is sacred and we need to preserve it in the best interest not only of Lebanon, the Lebanese, Christian, non-Christian, of the whole world. This is what we want. So we have our objectives, but at the same time, we want them to have fun, we want them to get together, maybe, I don't know, in the future, I don't want to say it, you know, but there will be Lebanese people getting together. And we're counting on you, the US Maronite Academy students, this year in the US. I encourage all the others to do the same, if you can, in your own countries. Okay. Lebanese citizenship petition. I'm not perfect. I'm close. Yeah, close. Why is this petition extremely important? Because there are a large number of people who cannot register, although they should be eligible. They are not eligible now. They cannot register. It's those whose ancestors emigrated from Lebanon before 1932. And it's a shame. If they are Lebanese, they have to be able to register in Lebanon. We started this petition in order to persuade all the people to sign it so that we do this. Lobby the parliament to ratify the Lebanese nationality draft law, which was approved by the cabinet in December 2011, but not put for a vote in the parliament. It hasn't been ever since 2011. Can you imagine that? There are 12 million people of Lebanese descent abroad. Most of them cannot register. And this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. We need your help. We need you to sign this petition. We need you to talk about this petition to your friends, to your relatives, to everyone you know. This was started by Mr. Nada Frame in 2000, last year at NOLA in the States. We have 4,642 people who have signed it already. We're aiming at least for 10,000 and then for more. This is our app. If you download it on your phones, you will be able to sign the petition. So please consider that. It's titled CLFW. It's for free. Please download it, sign the petition, and encourage all your friends and relatives to download it and to sign the petition. Educational trips to Lebanon. You know, these are the first students who came. These are the students from all over the world. We had like 30. We were aiming for 40, but then the situation then was not that good. We had 40 who succeeded, who graduated, but only 30 who came. The others were afraid to come. And they have a very special place in my heart because they are the first students I worked with, and I recruited from all over the world. And I used to be with them like 20 hours per day. We had a closed group on Facebook where we would write all kinds of things about them, about us, about Lebanon. What were our objectives? Incite pride in our Lebanese roots. Lebanese by nature, proud by choice. Encourage you to register in Lebanon and motivate you to encourage your friends and relatives. This is a very strong point because, okay, most of you here are registered, but it's not enough. We're not getting anywhere. We need more. And the more we get, the more we will need. Please, try to persuade your friends and relatives to register. Be proponents of registration and ambassadors of the Maronite Foundation. This is last year's picture of the students with Mr. Nada Frame. These are all the students. This is Maria here. Did you see yourself, Maria? Join the Maronite Youth Club on Facebook. Lebanese culture and registration in Lebanon. As I told you, the main objective behind the academy, behind including the Lebanese culture course, and the first year I even taught transliteration. So if some of you don't speak Arabic, you can go on this website, maroniteacademy.org/Maronite Academy, and then 5.culture-language.html. There's a whole list of transliterated words. Do you know what transliterated words means, what transliteration means? For example, you want to say marhaba in Arabic. I write it in English alphabet, M-A-R-H, or the 7, which makes ha, A-B-A. This is the transliteration. So you will be, because, you know, although I'm a teacher, now I teach teachers at George Washington University how to teach Arabic. But there's no way for me, no matter how good one can be, to teach you Arabic in 2 weeks. No way. So if you want to speak Arabic, there's this whole list. Just go there. And whenever you want to say something, use it. You will be speaking Arabic without really reading Arabic. So what you said you are proud of, you know, the heart of God. We should always repeat it. If Lebanon means the heart of God, this is so important to us. 70 times in the Bible. Epic of Gilgamesh. Who has studied Epic of Gilgamesh? The US student, did you study the Epic of Gilgamesh? No? None of you? Oh, I used to teach it here at the American Community School. Oh, you didn't study it in the US? Oh, it's a very important epic. The white represents peace. The Lebanese flag, you said that you are proud of the Lebanese flag. The cedar, 6,000 years of history. Paris of the East, Switzerland. Go skiing and swimming at the same time. Byblos, you know that Byblos was recently ranked the second most ancient city in the whole world. We should be very proud of that. Inventors of the alphabet. 12,369,400 people of Lebanese descent all over the world. It's a lot. So keep in mind the Lebanese citizenship petition. We need it. It's okay, you can discuss it a little bit, because it represents all of you. What? I know. I totally agree. There's no census. And I think they don't want to start with this because they don't want to do one in Lebanon. And then, because if they do one abroad, they will have to end up doing one in Lebanon. And they're avoiding this. Yeah. What? It's very big. Very big. We'll talk about it later. Yes? Not long ago, like I think 2006, 2007, because but it's not 100% accurate because a lot of other ones, a lot of different versions, we don't know, no one knows which one is the accurate one. Some people even go to saying there are 1,700,000, as you heard it here before, only. I don't think so. I don't think it's only 1,700,000. There's no census. Nothing has been done. If, like for example, there is one entity in the US, they told me, oh, you're using this, but we did one in the States here, and there are barely 100, 200,000. And every time I ask someone, they tell me we have never heard of this census. So how could they have done it without people knowing about it and actually saying, yes, I am a Lebanese American? So no, unfortunately there isn't. But there's a large number of people. And 80, as Mr. Naamat Frame said, 80 to 85% of them are what? Christians. Okay. What did you think of that? Yes. Some people refuse it categorically. Some people say, yes, we are definitely Arab. We live in the Arab world here in Lebanon. We are Phoenician. We speak Arabic, so I leave it up to you. I do not even want to go into this discussion. I have my own opinion about that, but I will not share it with you here in public. You have read all this. I hope some of this has stuck in your minds and you will be able to use with your friends and relatives. I go back to our main objectives, just for you to be proud of your heritage, to use it with your friends and relatives, and to persuade them to register. We studied about the customs and etiquette, and I'm sure some of you knew all this, those who have come to Lebanon before, those whose parents use the same culture wherever you are. And some of you, who found something new here? Who did not find anything new here? You knew everything. You knew everything. Not only in this, in the whole Lebanese culture. Yeah, some people might know much more even than this. What did you think? What did you think of the one about where people offer 3 times? What did you think of that? Did you know that? Yeah, who did not know that? That people, when you visit someone, it's a tradition here that they offer you something like cake, candy, sweets, whatever, 3 times. Who did not know that? You did not know that? You did not? Because we have a lot of friends who come from the US, and they tell us, but they insist so much, and we end up taking because we don't want to offend them. And we tell them, no, you won't be offending them. This is the tradition. Do you know why we offer 3 times? Do you know what's behind that? Because we think people might be shy. They don't want to take the first time. And they might not want to take the second time. But at the 3rd time, they will overcome their shyness and they will do whatever they initially wanted to do. This is what's behind it. It's not in order to impose it on people, to make them take, otherwise we would get upset. No one would get upset if you didn't take the 3rd time. No one would get upset, believe me. Okay. Questions? Yes.
George from Canada.
Yes, George.
What is the process to register? Like if someone would tell me, hey, I'm so lazy, it takes a lot to register.
Yeah.
What is, I'm sure there's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. To do it. What is maybe a couple of steps that we can tell
Yeah.
them to do?
Yeah.
To make it tell them it's easy.
You know what? No, I have, if you go on our website, clfw.org, you go to frequently asked questions, there is like a picture with the whole process. And there's a PowerPoint with circles and then arrows, and it leads you step by step. But if you want to answer, and then I'll answer you. Yes, go ahead.
Well, the guys in Montreal, and girls, of course, in the Montreal office, we were doing the registration process and a lot, and we worked a lot. Good job, everyone. And essentially, what we do is we do it for them. So we tell them we need this document according to their criteria, and then we pass it on to the administrative people at our office. They follow up with the consulate. They do everything for them. Now, someone who wants to get a citizenship can go to the embassy, to the consulate, and be like, "This is what I want," but they'll take their time. No one's going to follow up with it. That's why we exist. Right? is to make it facilitate the process, make it go quicker, and follow up with it. So we do it, and we do it for free.
In fact, I want to. Thank you. That's right. So good to hear it from one of the students. So good. And I salute Grace the Cat for that. Bravo. And thank you guys for helping in Montreal. We need all the help we can get. Yes.
In France, for example, we face many different cases. How will you do with people telling us, sorry, but I don't feel very Lebanese. I don't feel, my father is. I've been once, it was good, but I don't feel that I am Lebanese. How to convince them? I met 2 guys like this, so I want to know how will you do it?
Yeah. In fact, this is the $1 million question. It is really the $1 million question. Because, you know, all those committee members that we had, we got them together and we told them, we need to brainstorm all together. Okay, how do we persuade them? How do we tell them, what's in it for me? Because at the end of the day, they will ask you. In the States, they will definitely ask you. Maybe in other countries more discreetly. What's in it for me? Why should I register in Lebanon? We have different answers. And each one might work on some and might not work on others. The first one is inheritance. If you have an inheritance in Lebanon, you need to be registered in order to take it. Most of them don't care about that. The second one, preserving your pride in your Lebanese roots. What we tell them, let us imagine that there are Lebanese elections now. They will come soon. Elections. There are voting lists. Okay? Voting lists. There are percentages. So far, the Christians are how many? 30, if you want to be really optimistic. 34, they say. Mr. Eddy said, what, 25? I don't want to even go into that. Yeah, let's say 30%. In the future, these 30% will remain, the number will remain 30 if we don't register people abroad. Because you know that the Christians have how many kids in Lebanon? 2? 3 kids? I have 4. I did my duty. I have 4. Yeah. So, where our others have like 7, 8, 9 kids. Okay? How many will we be? If we become 10% on the voting lists, do you know what will happen? What can happen if we become 10%? Of course, less representation, this goes without saying. But this less representation, what would it entail? Would we still have half of the parliament? Would we still have half of the cabinet? Would we still have a Christian president? A Christian commander of the army? No. We lose all this. So this, to your friends, you can say it. Some of them still would care, some of them might not. Does this convince you or not? Does it? Who is not convinced by this? Who doesn't feel anything? Yeah, we'll always find people who just, we have nothing really strong. Another thing, I was talking to a person from the media this week. You know, I've been working so much with the media so that we prepare our year of registration, which we're announcing now. He told me, why don't you tell them, register in Lebanon to preserve your Lebanon the way it is? I don't know. What do you think of that? No, the way it is. We don't, the was is, wow, we used to be 60%. We used to be 70%. the way it is at least. We don't want to lose more. We have lost so much. The numbers are huge. Okay, there's another thing. It's kind of a secret, and I know this is not the ideal place to say it. I will say it, because I also want your opinion. Okay, there's an idea that it's not mine. This guy from the media came up with a few days ago that we are thinking of implementing, especially with the youth. And that's why we want you to be present now. I want to say it to you now, just to get your opinion. Okay, but you will not steal it. We claim it, okay? The idea is, how about we create a bracelet for young people, and in this bracelet, there will be a little sand from their own village with a QR. If they put their phones on it, yeah, it will take them on Google Earth to the village where they are from. And on this bracelet, we put, I am Lebanese. What do you think of that? I will tell him. I cannot claim it. His name is Samer Gharib. He works for MTV. I'm sorry, I'm saying it, I'm telling him, yeah, but he works. And I will tell him that you love the idea. This is really big. I immediately told him, yes, this is it, because we were talking, and he was telling me, yeah, you cannot persuade me. Yeah, this idea is okay, but you cannot really convince me. It has to be emotional, and this is emotional. Yes? No. What if your village doesn't have sand? No way. You will still find a piece of sand, a little bit sand from your village. No way. Okay. Do you know this? Oh, I had removed a part of it. Another question? So we're going to work on this bracelet. And he told me, okay, how about even older people? I told him, don't you expect an older person to be wearing a bracelet? Oh, just one second. So we will think of making pendants for people of my generation. Yeah? Okay. Who wants to ask a question?
Me. My name is Carlos Arquet from Ecuador. Let's imagine that you fall in love with an Italian man. Yeah?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Let's imagine that you fall in love with an Italian man. Yeah?
Yes.
And then you get married.
Yeah.
And your kids born in
Yeah.
USA. Yeah? It's unfair that your kids can apply to be a Lebanese because their mother is the one who is a Lebanese. What are you doing for take care of this problem? Because here are too many girls that maybe are asking that.
Yeah, I know. I have 2 daughters who live in the States. So I know. And we were asked this question in Babda. We were asked this question in Babda during our campaign there. It's a very tough question. You know, because unfortunately, some people say that if you allow women to give their nationality to their husbands and kids, the Christian population in Lebanon will be non-existent. They will outnumber us completely. There was a lady there who talked very strongly about this. We thought that if we have excellent lawyers, we have the best lawyers in the world here in Lebanon. if all of them or some of them got together and brainstormed to find a way to get a law that would preserve this diversity in Lebanon and give women their most basic right. Come on. This makes us, as a country, kind of towards the inferior level, because when women are not given all the rights, the country cannot really claim to be one of the most advanced countries. Yeah. But this is a very big issue. This is a very big issue, and it needs to be worked on. But we, as a foundation, we cannot go into this now. It's a fight. It's a huge fight in itself. Someone needs to do it, and we highly encourage lawyers, mainly, judges, to get together. There was a judge also there in Babda, and she did not really, she's a woman, she did not really seem to be very optimistic about that. Yes?
I'm Maria Amalia from Dominican Republic. Where I can get the Constitution of Lebanon, because I think all the person need to know which are your rights and your obligation before having the citizenship.
Oh, good question. The rights and obligations. I don't think the rights and obligations here in Lebanon are different from other countries, but I can tell you, you don't pay taxes in Lebanon. This is one obligation that you don't do. But it's a good question. I can find a link for that and put it on the website. But it's nothing major. Like there used to be the military, what is it called? Tajnid al-Ijbari. Draft. Yeah, it was canceled in 2005, so our youth are no longer obliged to join the military for 1 year. Not draft. Now there's a word, I forgot it. Compulsory military service. Yeah, compulsory military service. It was abolished in 2005, so yeah, there are no downsides. You can own land, you can do everything you want, and you don't pay taxes. But I will look for something like this. Thank you. Can we take... yeah.
This whole no taxes system with... so no one pays taxes, and Lebanon, a lot of the income and a lot of the new buildings and everything's coming from the outside. So that really doesn't sit well with me. I want to see Lebanon flourish, but I was born and bred in Sydney, and my business is in Sydney, and I've studied in Australia, and Australia's given me everything that I have. So I'm first generation Australian. My dad left as a 19-year-old, didn't go past year 4 or year 5 in school in Lebanon. My grandma can't read or write, and 2 generations later, me, my sisters and my brothers have double degrees from Sydney. And we sit there and we pay our taxes, and then I see a lot of people who kind of don't pay their taxes. They kind of do their tax stuff, really great accountants and tax agents, and they come and all the money's coming back into Lebanon. That doesn't sit well with me when I'm, so...
Oh, no.
There should be some kind of infrastructure.
Are they held accountable even in Lebanon if they
No, they bring in their money.
The Australian
okay,
passport?
they're not doing right over there, but all the money is coming over here. So you see the villages around up north where I'm from, and the houses and the mansions, and they're like, this is from this place, this is from this place. And I'm sitting here thinking, hold on a second, my taxes are paying for some people.
Can you please listen? It's a very important point.
So that doesn't
Yeah.
sit well with a lot of people if we're doing, you're kind of, I feel obligated to pay my taxes in Australia.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I owe it to Australia for putting me through. If I was in Lebanon, I would never have been able to study or afford life or anything.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're kind of torn between the nationalities, and that's why I feel a lot of my friends are in that boat, trying to convince me and them that, no, we need to put back into our country, into our motherland.
Yeah.
So that's...
Look, I'm not an economist, so I don't really have the perfect answer. I can tell you that if you have the US passport or you have the US green card, you have to declare all your everything here in Lebanon or in the US, all over the world. I don't know about Australia though. In Australia, you pay taxes, which is a lot of taxes, but it's excellent because you get a lot in return. Now in Lebanon, I too wish we would pay taxes and get a lot in return. Our school system needs a lot of work. Our healthcare needs a lot of work. Everything that's public needs a lot of work, yes. But before we get there, we need the right people. We need a president. We need no garbage. There are a lot of things. There's a lot of, we need electricity. We have a lot. Don't forget that Lebanon is coming out of a 30-year war. This is a lot. I think another country that has had 30 years of war would not be like Lebanon now. So we have some credit, but we still need to work a lot. This is why we want you to be involved, because you know what's happening abroad. And more importantly, you know how to hold your politicians accountable. Accountability is a very big thing in Lebanon. Who holds them accountable? You just keep on electing them and electing them and electing them, and no one asks them, oh yeah, but what did you do about this? What did you do about that? I think I don't have, how much time do I still have, Jose? 3 minutes? Yeah, I can finish it. But I think you all got the idea. Thank you for your question. I don't have an answer for that, but hopefully in the future we will be able to do that. But those who are in Australia are supposed to be paying taxes, not for Lebanon, but yeah. Who knows this? Yeah, this is transliteration. It's in Arabic, but it's written in English alphabet. يا شوفير دعس بنزين 199. You know, I must have, this is what school kids, students sing on buses. I kind of, 2 minutes. I had removed the last part because I feel, come on, Mussasa B'Tummu. You know what Mussasa B'Tummu means, you know? Yeah, those who don't, it's better for them not to know. I don't know, maybe I saved the wrong one. So, I think you know by now. Does anyone have anything to add to how to persuade people to register? I think the bracelet will be really good once we send it to you guys. Anything else? All the other points? You can try. You can try. Emotionally. Hook them emotionally. Yes?
So there was a girl that was trying to register in the United States that she already had a United States citizenship and a French citizenship. Is there a maximum number of citizenships a person can have?
No. No.
Yes.
It's not in the US. No, not in the US. No.
In Europe too, I think.
Yeah.
In Europe too.
Yeah. No.
اوكي
Not
هذا
in the
بدنا
US.
نوقف
بس
ولا ثانية صارت 12 ونص لازم 12 كنا ماشيين
عم ساعة ونص دقيقة. أنا بلشت كثير مأخرة. Okay, these you can find them all on our website. I highly encourage you to go on our website. No matter where we go, I want to end with this. No matter how long we have been abroad, we will always remain Lebanese descendants. We will always have Lebanese roots that we need to water so that we remain proud of. Okay? Thank you, everyone. And we're counting on you. We are counting on you guys. Okay? I hope you will all stay in touch after this academy. Just create something together on Facebook, anywhere. Exchange ideas. It will be very helpful. Thank you.
شباب ما في زوم للتصوير